While many might blame the horrible attitudes of these stars on cultural differences, being rude towards other people is never okay, and neither is commenting on touchy subjects that they have no business discussing. Park Hae-jin. While this actor had a number of controversies, a lot of them happened to be aimed towards his prejudices and atrocious views on his female co-workers or just criticizing women in general. When asked to introduce himself in a variety show by the MC, he rudely told her, "You need to lose some weight." During another variety show, he was supposed to find fault in his co-worker. That's when he called Seo-won a doenjangnya, which can be translated into a woman who is high maintenance or obsessed with luxury things in a derogatory view. He made more look-related comments while being on the show Happy Together. Hae-jin described himself as a boyfriend who would always take care of his girlfriend even before she voiced her concerns out loud. When the actress Shin Bong-sun asked what she needed according to Hae-jin, he told her, "I think you need to diet." Another actress on the show, Park Mi-sun, asked what she needed, and he said some Botox. His co-star Do Yoon-hee asked the same thing, and he replied that she needed some whitening products. Park Hae-jin also made some transphobic comments as he recalled a visit to a night bar. He said, "Before my debut, I went to a transgender bar with some friends. The madam of the pub sat next to me, and I could see 280 millimeters of hardened skin on her hands and some stocky feet. They also work late, so at night you can see their 5 o'clock shadows start to appear around their mouths." Despite exhibiting a terrible attitude towards women multiple times, he never apologized for any of it. Hyun-joong. You may know this actor from the hit show Boys Over Flowers. He had all the doors open to be one of the most beloved faces of the public, but in 2014, he got into a scandal when his ex-girlfriend sued him for hitting her and behaving badly towards her throughout their whole relationship. Hyun-joong said that they were just joking around. However, this excuse didn't hold up when the girlfriend claimed that he broke her ribs. This lawsuit settled with an apology and a financial sum that he paid to her to make the rest of it confidential. However, this was not the end, as a year later, the ex-girlfriend stated that she was pregnant with Hyun-joong's child and claimed that she had previously suffered a miscarriage due to Hyun-joong getting physical when they were arguing. He then countersued her for spreading rumors and lies. Allegedly, his ex-girlfriend gave birth to the child around September 12, 2015. These lawsuits were in the court for years and weren't settled until 2020 when the Supreme Court ruled the verdict in Hyun-joong's favor. The court stated, "There is no evidence that A suffered a miscarriage due to Kim Hyun-joong's abuse or that he had pressured her to have an abortion. As a celebrity, Kim Hyun-joong's public image has suffered greatly and his reputation has been damaged." The ex-girlfriend had to pay the actor 100 million won. Despite his terrible actions towards his ex-girlfriend, she was also in the wrong. During the trial, she made up false allegations that were proven to be false later just so she could paint Hyun-joong to be the worst possible version of himself in this case. This seems to now be a history for both of them, as Hyun-joong announced his marriage to a new girlfriend this year. Lee Kyung-young. Sometimes the most vile people can be one of the biggest faces that we've seen in countless dramas and movies. You could have seen Lee Kyung-young in shows like Vagabond, The World of the Married, Vincenzo, and many others. For getting so many opportunities and roles, you would think that the actor had a spotless reputation, however, that's not the case. In 2002, Lee Kyung-young was arrested and brought to court because of accusations of sleeping with a girl who wasn't 18 multiple times. He apparently pressured the actress in exchange for her to have a role secured in one of Kyung-young's future projects. It was already bad that he pushed her to get intimate with him, but saying that it could be something that shapes her acting career for the better is just straight up evil. The actor first claimed that he had no idea that the actress was underage, but that later turned out to be a lie. Lee Kyung-young was ruled out to be guilty and served 10 months in jail. Due to this horrible scandal, his name was blacklisted from the industry for years, and it has only been recently that he started getting opportunities again. Both the public and his supporters hope that Kyung-young learned from his scandal, and he is not secretly forcing any younger actresses into some inappropriate stuff with the excuse of helping their careers. Young-kwang. Actors in the industry don't usually voice out their personal views simply because the more neutral their stance is, the more their career blossoms. However, a few years ago, the actor Young-kwang decided to speak up in a Vogue Girl interview where he talked about what kind of physical appearances he dislikes. He said, "I hate anyone that looks pathetic, anyone that looks like Song-joon. I don't mind if they show up without their hair washed or something, but when someone whose physical appearance I don't like shows up like that, I don't even want to look at them." Not only that, but he also added that he judges girls based on his first look at them and that he hates thick calves on women. Apparently, he has a standard on how people next to him should look like, explaining, "I've said this in almost every interview, but whether they be a male or female, I like them to be pretty. I know that it's not necessary to say things like this, but I'll look at someone's physical appearance and say, I don't like that person. I don't think they'll match me. Then my friends will be like, Hyung, you're really mean, you know that?" It has to be a nightmare to work with someone who has these kinds of opinions on women in general. Who knows how much he actually judges and shames people that are working with him and meeting him every day. Even though his views are really mean, they haven't really damaged his reputation reputation. He is still starring in dramas and getting projects left and right. Lee So-won. Having a terrible attitude towards women is already bad enough, but what if along with trash behavior comes actual physical threats? The actor Lee So-won, whom you could have seen in Hospital Ship or Last Minute Romance or emceeing the Music Bank show, was charged for trying to kiss and touch his female coworker inappropriately against her will. And when she tried to call her boyfriend to help her get away from So-won, the actor threatened her with a knife. The woman fortunately got to call the police, and that's how the police officers found him with a knife in his hand. The court trial took place in 2018, and it turned out that his DNA was found on the victim's ear, which brought no room for denial that he actually attempted to touch his female coworker. However, his excuse was that he was so drunk that he doesn't remember doing any of it, and apparently the alcohol in his system made him lose control of his own body. He pleaded guilty in order to get a lighter sentence. But So-won didn't arrive at his hearing since he enlisted earlier. This scandal was devastating for So-won and meant a definite end for his acting, as South Korea's view on him is strongly negative. We just hope that he hasn't attempted anything similar ever again. Yoo Yeon-seok. Some actors happen to not only let everyone know their terrible mistakes, but also happen to insult their female co-workers right to their faces. During a press conference in 2017 for the movie Mood of the Day, the actor Yoo Yeon-seok spoke his mind about what outfit he likes for a woman to wear for a date. Maybe see-through? If a woman was on a date with me and she wore something like that, I'd think she was interested in me. If she's covered up to her neck like a prude, I'd think she was disinterested. Judging a woman by her clothing choices and calling her a prude for not wearing something revealing is mind-boggling in this day and age. His co-star Moon Tae-won fired back immediately saying, "I wear a lot of turtlenecks." Yeon-seok replied to her saying, "That's why you're single." Not only did he face backlash for this comment, but also for being straight up rude to his female co-worker. Moon Tae-won looked startled and just glanced downwards, clearly disappointed by Yeon-seok's words, so this was definitely something that overstepped the friendly joking boundary. People online were criticizing Yeon-seok, however, none of it mirrored Yeon-seok's career, as in 2020, he scored his most famous role in the popular show Hospital Playlist. He never apologized for his rude comments, so if you happen to go on a date with Yeon-seok, maybe rethink it twice. Kim Jung-hyun. The movie Time, starring Kim Jung-hyun and Girls' Generation Seo-hyun, had a potential to be a hit, but it all came crashing down when Jung-hyun unexpectedly left in the middle of the filming. The filming was tense as Jung-hyun rejected any kind of intimacy with the actress. The pre-release press tour wasn't nice as Jung-hyun was constantly keeping a distance from Seo-hyun. Back then, he said that this was him slipping into the role, as his role in the movie was a cold, feelingless protagonist. Many people tried to find an external source to Jung-hyun's unprofessionalism on set, which turned out to be his ex-girlfriend So Ye-ji, as she didn't want Jung-hyun to be doing intimate scenes in the movie. This affected both the chemistry between the actors, but also with the movie staff, who had to change the intimate scenes in the script at the very last minute due to Jung-hyun's constant requests. Since then, Jung-hyun has deeply apologized for his unprofessional behavior. He resigned with a new company in 2021 and has starred in a show called Mr. Queen. We just hope that all his other female co-stars only got to work with the pleasant side of Jung-hyun after the scandal. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Bye!